Hi guys, welcome back to Helldivers. Good video for you today, showing you how really to use static fields as a pure source of doing the game. You can do it on any level map. Obviously, it's only going to really work on the desert and the forest ones. The snow maps really can't get away with it. But to make this work, what you need is a shield. You've got to have the shield. You're going to be running in and out of your own static fields, and you're just going to be deploying the static fields all over the place, and quite rapidly in times. So you want to be using the stratagem priority. You can get away with not using it, but to actually make the method work, it really helps if you're using the stratagem priority, because you want to be bunging them out quick. It's not an offensive, aggressive strategy. It's actually quite a defensive one, but it allows you to be very mobile. Allows you to kind of really run around the map. When times you get under pressure, you'll see as we go through, you can just stick down the fields, stop everything in their tracks, and just kill them off. The hardest things really is the launch pads. Defending the launch pads for a minute and a half is pretty hard. Purely because once the little bugs call in their recruits, you quite often get the bugs just coming up right next to the launch pad, which kind of makes it hard to kill them off. Particularly the big bugs. I think one happens in this video as well. I'd actually like to see them get a little bit of an extraction zone around the launch pads, so the bugs don't appear right next to them. But you can see here, if you stick static fields down one side, it's going to stop anything walking in towards the nuke. You've just got to make sure that all the bugs jumping across, you zap them off. Now the laser's absolutely brilliant for just continuously zapping things around. It's actually pretty potent against these soldier bugs as well. You can see here, once they're all trapped in that field, it allows you to run through. And the biggest priority really is to kill off the venom. These ninjas fire the venom into you. Once they take your shield down, you've got to be really careful. But I've just been playing around with this on the level 11, because the level 12 is a snow planet at the moment, because I'd already done it the other day. But it works exactly the same on level 9, 10, 11, 12, doesn't really matter which one you do. But I've got it down from about kind of 16, 17 minutes on this level 11 to, I think it was around 11 minutes. So you can actually go through a level 11 impossible mission pretty quick. And it didn't matter whether I was doing, escort missions or defending or blowing up the bug nests and things. Once you actually start getting used to it very well, then yeah, you can really plow through this. The biggest problem is these little bugs keep on jumping on your head and trying to bite your head off. I mean, if you wanted to speed it up even more, you could use cardiovascular, but I find that the stratagem priority is kind of imperative, just so you can just bung them out quick as possible. All I wanted to do was get this material here, and they seem to be defending it forever. But you can see once they've trapped, they're not going anywhere. You don't have to be aggressive. It's just the same really as going around throwing, the defensive stratagems on the floor. You can just stop them in the tracks, kill them, do what you want to do, and then move on. So you can see here they're not moving anywhere. So kill off the small ones, get rid of those patrols, and then move on. Okay, so the oil, activating the oil extractors is quite easy. In fact, by using the static fields, it makes this much easier, as well as the anti-aircraft batteries when you've got to activate them, because you just throw static fields all over the place and it stops the bugs attacking you. Now it's quite important to have one your side, because what you don't want the bugs coming up out the floor and then, you know, chomping on you from behind straight away. So as long as you're covering yourself on this side, whatever comes from the other side, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, if a big bug comes out underneath you, then yeah, you've got to run, but you can see here, it just allows me to completely defend myself from the other side and just shoot anything that comes from this side. And the great thing about the laser is, you know, you don't have to stop for ammo. You can just keep on moving. It's a very powerful weapon as well. It's very mobile. And that's what this strategy is all about, mobility, kind of speed and mobility. You can kill a few off. You don't actually have to be killing these off. You can just move straight to your next thing, but sometimes it kind of helps just to kill a few things off and quieten down a little bit once you've killed a load of patrols and things off. You can just leave them lying around, it doesn't really matter too much. I suppose the hardest ones really using this method is, you know, capturing an area, or the ones where you've got to hold, you know, the missile silos for about a minute and a half. They're pretty hard because it doesn't allow you to really kill things off. If you had too many of them, like this one here, you'd probably want to be using a Hellfire, so you could just block one side off with a Hellfire. It would help to kill things off. I find these probably the hardest things solo. Because a minute and a half to defend is pretty tough. Right, there goes the alarm. And you can see the big bugs come up right next to it. It's kind of a little bit unfair in a way. I wish they'd appeared just a little bit further away. I know if you had, you know, an anti-aircraft rocket launcher on you, you could just kind of kill him straight off. But it doesn't matter because you don't have to take all of the objectives anyway, do you? It doesn't matter if you fail one or two. It's like the escorts. I mean, doing the escorts is pretty difficult when you're playing solo. But you can see here I'm moving around the map pretty quick. The next one's a capture area, which again quite hard because you've got to kill a lot of things off. But as long as you don't get the big bugs appearing, which then causes a problem because you actually got to kill them. It's either that or you drag them away from the capture area and then freeze them somewhere else. Well, these don't take too long to capture.
Deploying defensive assets.
Again, your priority really is killing off those venom, these things here. Once they take your shield down and you're poisoned, it's pretty hard to maneuver, so you've got to be really quick to kill them, or at least shoot them. Once you've shot them, they'll run away from you. So you can see the little bugs there being held away, which is good because it just allows you to a little bit of breathing space. And if the bigger ones do appear, as long as there's a static field on the floor, at least one anyway, then that's just going to trap them and it will give you time to kill them off. Sometimes you don't really get much time to use the stratagems because there's so many things attacking you. You've really got to be quick to chuck them out. The good thing about the static field is only, you know, using the right, up, left and then down, so it's quite a nice sequence once you get used to it. Very quick. So you can see here, I mean, we're only, what, 9 minutes in or so, and flying through the map. I just love the way they jump in and then blow themselves up. Boo! Now this is probably my favourite point about using the static fields. Now doing this solo is an absolute bliss. If you're doing it with other people, you'd have to make sure they were using shields, because I mean, they'd be pretty screwed otherwise. But I mean, you can just run straight up. You don't have to worry about a thing once you're here. That's it. Very rare that you're going to fail this. All you got to do is put one field down straight away. Once that field is down, pretty safe. You can just drag them in. Once you've got 2 down, this acts as a defensive wall. You can just stand here shooting away, shooting away. You just got to make sure that you keep an eye on them, don't let them burn out. Keep on chucking them on the floor. Even if a big bugs appear, don't panic, doesn't worry, it's not a problem. They're not going anywhere. Even the little bugs, doesn't matter if they keep on calling in reinforcements. Just keep on whacking those static fields down. Big guy there. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. And once reinforcements appear, all they're going to do is keep on walking into a wall. Absolutely brilliant. Now, every time I've done this using 3 static fields, I've not really had too many problems. Sometimes you get a little bit caught out and you end up having to run around a bit, but other than that, it's no problem. And the other thing, as long as you keep them quite close together, whatever's trapped in the fields is just going to stay trapped. So you can see this guy here, he's just been sat there for, what, a minute and 10 seconds or so. He hasn't moved anywhere. 5 yards if that, so it's really such an easy way of doing this. If you're doing it co-op, the other guy could be taking things out using artillery or whatever. You could just coordinate between the 2 of you. But there's 4 of you, you've just got to make you got shields, eh? So just that one, just the one defend loss, but otherwise you can see how easy it is. What a great method it is. I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers. Goodbye.